All right. Okay, so hello and welcome everybody to this month's deep dive on client goal setting and measurement to retain loyal clients. I'm Shelley Myers, business success coach, and I'm joined by the one and only Sam Nicholson, customer success specialist here at Practice Better. So also helping answer your questions in the chat, we have Chaya who's from our customer support with Practice Better support team. So Sam and I love doing these deep dives with you, and we're excited to dive into all the great features that you can utilize in Practice Better to set and measure goals to retain your loyal clients. So a few housekeeping items before we begin. For questions during the webinar, we are going to be using the chat. So you can put your questions in there. Make sure that everybody can see them. There's a little drop down that you can send them to everybody. I'll be in there answering some as well, and we'll be posting resources for you. We will be sending a replay. That's always a popular question. So if you have to get off early, you'll get a replay in an email that will be going out to you very soon. And then the replay will also be posted on the Practice Better YouTube channel. For those of you who can't stay, I'm just going to post in the chat here a link to a survey. So if you have to get off early, we would really, really appreciate if you can complete this 1-minute survey, because we always use your feedback as we're developing new deep dives as far as like what features you want to see and in the format of the deep dive. So we'd really appreciate if you could complete that. All right, so before we dive into the demo that Sam's going to be doing, I'm so excited for this one. I'm just going to introduce the topic and sort of set the stage for what we're going to be talking about. So it's the start of a new year, and keeping your clients engaged and motivated between sessions is mission critical to achieving their goals. So they want to achieve the desired transformation, and they need your expertise and support along the way. And when they do achieve their transformation, they tend to stick around as a loyal client, receptive to your new services and offerings to help them along in their journey. But how can you support your clients with their goals and stay on track with your own goals of helping many clients without getting burned out yourself? During this webinar, we're going to be taking a deep dive into client goal setting and measurement to retain loyal clients using Practice Better. So throughout our time together today, we'll be reviewing the most impactful features you can use to help your clients set goals, how to quickly and easily provide feedback, direction, and motivation for clients to keep them engaged and on track with their goals, and then how to save time by automating the goal setting and the update process. So that's what we're going to be going over today. And if you stick around at the end, we're going to give you a code for a template to some of the things that we're going to be showing you here coming up. All right, so Sam and I are going to turn off our screens, and Sam is going to share his demo account so that he can demo what we're going to be talking about. And we are going to get started.
Perfect. So my screen is just loading.
Okay.
Can you see it now, Shelley?
I can see it. I hope everybody else can see it. Let us know in the chat if you can see the screen and if you can hear us okay. Let me just see. Okay, I think everybody, yes, yes, yes. All right. Okay, so your clients and patients are seeking the expertise, motivation, and guidance around how to determine what goals will help them achieve their big health transformation this year. Some are unsure how actually to set those goals, and some need specific guidance around measuring and staying consistent with the actions necessary to achieve their goals. So utilizing online forms in Practice Better is a great strategy for keeping clients engaged and on track, as you're asking for their input and feedback in a user-friendly format for them to complete the forms. And you're keeping them accountable by actively involving them in their health journey. So the standard use of forms is often things like intake forms, assessments, and agreements. But in this case, we want to talk about using forms creatively to help support your clients with their goal setting and also how they can easily update you on their goals and their habits. So the great thing about forms in Practice Better is that they're all done electronically, which makes it very easy for the client to complete on their computer, on their tablet, on their phone, and therefore helps with compliance and consistency of providing information and updates back to you, their practitioner. So we're going to show you examples of 4 different form templates that you can use with your clients for goal setting and habit tracking. And you'll be able to download these templates into your own Practice Better accounts with a code that we'll provide at the end of the webinar. We're also going to look at ways that you can streamline the use of forms with your clients, like how to send recurring forms, how to send forms automatically, as well as utilizing program modules as an automated way for form delivery. Sam is going to share with us some examples of forms that could be used to help your clients identify their important health goals and start to dive deeper into their why for those goals. Clients can also start to add more important details around their goals, such as making them specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely, and then provide updates back to you on how things are going with their goals between your one-on-one sessions. So I'm going to hand the stage over to Sam to show you how this would work.
Thanks so much, Shelley. So as you outlined, forms are a great way to track goals and progress with your clients. So let's first review some of the forms that we've created for this by going to My Practice at the top. And when this expands, we'll click on Forms and Waivers. So we've created some goal forms, which, as you mentioned, Shelley, will be available at the end of this webinar for you. So what I'd like to do is we're just going to very quickly preview these forms so that you guys can see what they look like and what's going to be included. So the first form we're going to talk about is the Get Ready to Set Goals form here at the top. I'm just going to preview this by clicking the 3 dots icon and pressing preview. And when I do so, this will open up the form in preview mode. So this form is meant to allow you to set your key initial goals with your clients. It has a scale question here asking how important their set goal is. As well, if I scroll down too, there's a few short response questions below. So this will be a good one for just initially kind of setting your first point of contact goals with your client. So now at the top, I'm just going to press the back button. And I'll show you another form you'll be getting access to, which is the Setting SMART Goals form here. So again, I'll just press the 3 dots icon and then press preview to show this up in preview mode. And for those of you unfamiliar with SMART goals, they're used to help guide goal setting, and they can provide a clear roadmap for both the client and yourself as the practitioner. The client setting the goal can gain a clear understanding of what needs to be delivered, and the practitioner can then assess the outcome based on defined criteria. So you'll see here that they're divided into the SMART categories. And if we scroll to the bottom, there's this option where there's a plan of action for the client, which allows them to use the information filled out in the SMART section to devise a realistic path forwards. So let's go ahead now that we've reviewed this form, and we'll select the back button. And then another form we're going to make available to you is the goal update form, which is this one here. And I'll go ahead and preview that one. And this form will be used to allow clients to make updates on the goals that they've already set from the other forms that you've sent them. So if we scroll through this form, we'll see that this asks clients about their progress and potential obstacles or blockers that they've encountered. It also has some scale elements as well to ask them things like how confident they are that they'll achieve their goal. So I'll go ahead and select the back button, and we'll preview one more form. And this form is called the Weekly Habits form, which is here. And I will preview this one as well. So this form is meant to be sent to clients on a recurring basis for them to fill out throughout the week and then submit at the end of the week. So if I scroll down here, you'll see that's being divided into 3 habit categories. So I have healthy habit 1, healthy habit 2, and healthy habit 3 right at the bottom. And with the way that we've structured this, there's also a few short response questions that they can go through here. And below, there's also a table where the clients can check off if they met their habit goal for that specific day, and then enter information like how many times they did so, and any additional notes and successes they would like to note for you. So below each table, we've also added a weekly score here, which has also been set up using a scale element. So clients will be able to select how many habit goals they accomplished that week, which allows them to easily track their progress. We've also added a sum to all 3 habit questions in the form. You can use sums for any grid, numeric, or scale question, and the sum will calculate all 3 healthy habit scale questions to give a grand total, which we have also opted to display to the client. You can use sums or aggregates to really keep your clients on track with their goals. So now that we've reviewed the forms, let's say that our clients have completed their main goals forms, like the Get Ready to Set Goals 1 and the Setting Smart Goals 1. And we now want to send them the weekly habits form on a recurring basis for them to complete to keep them on track. To do that, we would just open up the My Client section at the top here, and I'm going to go ahead and select my client, Addie. When her record opens, all we need to do is on the left-hand side here, there's this Forms and Waivers button, and I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And when I open it, this will show every form I've sent her and will allow me to see which ones have been completed, such as this one here, and which ones are still in progress. And it will say not started or in progress. From here, all we need to do is just select the Fast Action button in the bottom right-hand corner. And when this window opens, the Send Forms window, all I will need to do is select the form from the drop-down menu. So I'm going to select the Weekly Habits form here. And then now that I've selected the form, all I would need to do is select this Recurrence Options tab here, which is what's going to allow me to send the form on a weekly basis. So I'll select that tab and I'll go ahead and enable it. And when I do so, it's going to set to repeat once every week. And because the form starts, when I preview the form, the table started with Sundays, I'm going to switch the next form to be delivered on Sunday, January 29. And I'm going to select this option here. This is choosing which day of the week that the form will be sent. I'm going to select Sunday so that it sends on every Sunday. You can, of course, configure the schedule however you like. This is just kind of a standard weekly schedule, but you can have the option to repeat on kind of any cadence that you like. And once I'm done, all I have to do is press confirm and send at the bottom. And I'm finished. And now her recurrence options are set up and she'll now receive this form on a weekly basis. So in terms of your clients actually completing this form once they receive it, they'll open it up and in the top right-hand corner, they'll have an option to save their progress. So using this option, they can do their first entry on Sunday, click the Save Progress button, and then return to the form on Monday to complete that entry. This way, they can continue updating the form with their habit goals throughout the week, and then can submit the form for your review at the end of the week. And now I'll send it back to Shelley to talk about form automations.
Thank you, Sam. That's awesome. So these new form templates will be so helpful for you guys to use with your clients to gather deeper insights around their goals and habits. So staying on the topic of forms in Practice Better, let's take a look at a few more ways that you can automate sharing forms with your clients, either after they've booked a session or a package, or X number of days prior to a session with you so that you have ample time to review the responses and prepare for your session. So not only can you have forms sent automatically on a recurring basis, but they can also be triggered by actions that your clients take in Practice Better, such as booking an appointment with you, purchasing a package from you, booking a follow-up appointment, etc. So you can now set up an automation once and let it work for you over time, giving clients a great experience working with you, saving you time, and improving the quality of the services that you're providing. So I'm going to turn it back over to Sam to provide a few examples utilizing the new form templates, and he'll show how easy it is to automate the delivery of your forms.
Thanks, Shelley. So now let's say I want my clients to receive my goal update form in advance of their update sessions with me automatically. All I would need to do is create an automation that will send this form to them so they can have it completed and ready to go each time they have a follow-up session with me. So to do this, I'll just go to My Practice and Automations, which is right here. And when I click this, the automation section in general is handy because it allows Practice Better to accomplish tasks that would otherwise need to be done manually. So to create one, I'm just going to go ahead and select the fast action icon in the bottom right-hand corner. And when I do so, you'll see the list of available automations that we currently have on the platform. So all I'm going to do is select the one that says send forms after a booking is confirmed. When I click on this, I'm just going to name this send goal update form 3 days before session. And so this automation name is just for your own self-reference. So just whatever you want to name it to let you know like what the automation is doing for you. Clients will not be able to see this. And then under which service to trigger this form to be sent, I'm going to go ahead and switch this from the focus session to the update session. So now with the update session, they'll receive the form automatically. And then there's this option here, when should we send forms? So I'm going to switch this from send forms immediately because that would send it when the session is actually booked by the client. And I'm going to switch this to schedule forms to be sent before or after session date. I want them to receive this 3 days before the session. So that way they can get the update form, put any updates they want me to review and submit it. And then that way I'll have it ready to go by our session when I'm meeting with them. So once I've set this up, the other option here that's important is this checkbox here where it says clients may complete forms multiple times. So I'm going to enable this because when this is enabled, that means each time the client books the update session, the form will be sent. Whereas if it was disabled, it would only send the first time. And then the very last step is I'm going to go ahead and check off the goal update form because that's the one I want to be sent. Of course, if you wanted, you could send any additional forms. You can send multiple forms with the form automation, but I'm only going to send the one right now. And then all I need to do is once I've configured the automation as such, I can just press create at the top and my automation is completed. And we'll see it right here. It'll be this one right here, send goal update form 3 days before session. So now my automation is finished and I can send it back to you now, Shelley.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so I can really see how the form automations could save me so much time and also just ease my mind knowing that my session update forms will get to my client with enough time for them to complete it prior to our session. I feel assured knowing that I'll be notified when my client completes the form and then I'll have time to review it and better prep for our follow-up sessions. The result is that our sessions are so much more productive and I can spend more time coaching or consulting versus asking the client for updates that occurred from the time of our last session. So now that you've gathered information and insights from your clients about what goals they're working on, you may want to dig into that information a bit to look for trends and what may be most important to your community. Perhaps you're considering some new offerings to launch later in the year, say a course, a group program, a membership. So you want to be sure that what you're putting your time and effort into creating will resonate with your community. It's always much easier to tap into your current client base than to sell to brand new prospects, those who you have not yet built that know, trust, and like factor with. So how can you get into all the data you've gathered from your client forms? Sam is going to review how you can leverage the reporting feature in Practice Better to gather more insights around what your clients are currently working on and what kind of support they really need to achieve their goals. This will allow you to better plan for any new services or offerings you'd like to launch throughout the year. So I'll turn it over to Sam to show you how you can do that.
Thanks, Shelley. So well, we've talked a lot about tracking individual client goals. A great way to track goals across all of your clients is by using the form response summary you mentioned. So let's go ahead and access this by navigating back to My Practice. And when this opens up, we're going to click on Forms and Waivers. So now we'll work with the Get Ready to Set Goal form here. All I would need to do is I'll just press the three dots icon beside it. And when this window expands, I can just click right here where it says View Responses. So when I click on this, it's actually going to take me directly to the report with the form already selected. So it makes it very easy to access. But to note, in general, we also have this My Practice Reports button, which will take you here as well, where you can view not only this report, but other reports, such as like a session history and session recall report that we have in the system. So on the left-hand side of this window here, you can select the form you would like to collate responses for with this drop-down menu here. Right now, I already have this form selected, but I could, for example, if I want to go in and check my weekly habit responses or my SMART goal responses, I can click here to open those up. You'll also have the option as well to filter it by the date sent. So if you want to maybe keep track of responses within a specific time frame, this report will allow you to generate that. And you can also filter by tag, or if you're on the team plan, you can also filter by team members. So if you want to see forms that your team members have sent and the responses they've got, you can use that to do so. So at the top of this report for the Get Ready to Set Goals form, we'll see the total number of clients who have completed the form right here under total responses. And we can also see the total number of questions on the form itself. As well, you can also see the average percentage completed. Mine's pretty high right now, it's 100%, but you can see like how often or how much clients are actually completing this. So now let's scroll down and actually review the responses. So for my first question here, which is just a very simple, what is your goal question? A few of my clients have completed this with varying answers. So I can just press this little icon here, the toggle answers, to expand it. And if I scroll down a little bit, I can get a general idea of what my clients are hoping to get out of their encounters with me. So on the left-hand side here is all the answers they provided when that question was asked to them. And on the right side here, you'll see the names of the clients, as well as the date they completed the form on the right-hand side. And if we scroll back up a tiny bit, you'll see that frequently used words in client responses have been visualized as a word cloud here. So this is very handy for kind of seeing overall what my clients' driving hopes or concerns are at kind of like a quick glance. So now, if I scroll down to the next question, which is how important is this goal to you? So this was a question I actually set up using a scale of 1 to 10. So when we reviewed the form earlier, you probably saw that they can answer this by selecting 1 to 10 on a scale. And this chart was auto-generated and quickly allows me to check generally how important these goals are to my clients. So if you use scales frequently, the form response summary is a great resource for collating numerical data. And just like the other question, I can also expand this. And if I scroll down a little bit, I can see, again, on the left-hand side, the number that they put in, and on the right-hand side, the name of the client and the date that they submitted it. So that's all very handy for just tracking goals across all clients. And then now let's scroll down to one more question, which is, let me just scroll down here. That is this question here. Please explain why you chose this ranking for your goals importance. So one other thing I want to show you is that when we expand the questions, and again, the responses appear, you do have the ability to double click any response, and it will open up the client's form directly. So for example, if I click on Addie's response here, it will open up her form on the right-hand side. And that way I can go in and see how she answered the other questions on the form itself. So it's good for just if you're kind of quickly pulling form data across all your clients, kind of drilling into one specific client and maybe trying to get some more insight or information as to why or how they're setting their goals. And then once you're done, you can, of course, just click the close button here. So one other thing I want to show you is let's go ahead and exit out of the form response summary report. One that I just kind of quickly wanted to highlight as well that will be a useful report for you is the pending and completed forms one. So this report can be useful for checking in on clients who have not completed any of the goal forms we worked with in this webinar. So that kind of allows you to get an idea of maybe which of your clients aren't as engaged or which of them aren't submitting the information that you need in order to kind of track their goals with them. So definitely check out that report as well. And for any clients who maybe haven't completed the forms, You do have the option in their forms and waivers section to just send them like manual reminders to complete the form. Or as well, you can also use our secure chat in the bottom right-hand corner and send them a message just to remind them to complete their forms. And that kind of covers that question. So I'll send it back to you now, Shelley.
Awesome. Very cool. So these reports will be so valuable to review on a regular basis to stay on top of what your community is focused on with their health and what they need from you as their practitioner to succeed with their goals. As practitioners, we know that transformation is not going to happen after just 1 or 2 sessions with our clients. There is no magic supplement we're going to recommend to them and all will be well in a week or 2. It's often a journey that we take together, and we need to make it the best experience for them as well as efficient and easy for us to manage on the back end. Perhaps you'd like to create an offering for your clients to kick off their goal-setting initiatives for the year and provide the knowledge and tools they need to succeed. You're thinking of something like a 21-day challenge to get them motivated and educated about strategies for goal setting and tracking. You'd like to offer them a bundle of services to be managed on the back end for those 21 days. You also want to give them access to the Practice Better Food and Mood and the lifestyle journals during the challenge and include that in the total fee. You can easily set this up as a package, and Practice Better will manage the sessions for you and your client automatically. And in addition, you can trigger some handy form automations and client tags from the purchase of this package. Another way you can help educate, motivate, and deliver amazing content to your clients is through the Practice Better programs. Practice Better programs will help to offload much of the educational and engagement pieces when working with clients on goal setting and measurement. This allows you to spend more time coaching or consulting and less time on the education and administrative tasks. So for example, let's say you're running a 21-day goal setting challenge with a group of your clients, and you want to deliver goals and habit forms to all program participants at the start and on a weekly basis. You can simply add the form to your weekly modules and they will be delivered to participants automatically. You can also add some engagement features with a group chat and live group sessions over Zoom, so participants feel more connected to others during the challenge. Sam is going to show us how these examples could be easily set up and how to run them with your clients.
Thanks so much, Shelley. So I just actually saw a quick question that I can answer just because I'm right here in the section, but someone had asked, is there a way to output the form data into an Excel sheet? You actually can export these reports. So for the form response summary we were working with earlier, let me just do my setting goals one here. You do have the option on the right-hand side to download the report. And if you click on this, it will allow you to export it into an Excel file for your review. So I just thought I'd bring that up over here real quick. Yeah. And then thanks so much, Shelley. So yes, you are correct. You can use packages or programs to track your client's goals with ease. So packages allow you to see how many sessions a client has booked, whereas programs can give you a detailed overview of how your clients are tracking. So let's start by reviewing some packages that I've created by navigating to My Practice. And then from here, I'm going to click on My Services. When this opens up, I'm just going to go ahead and select the Packages tab at the top. So packages allow you to combine your individual services and programs to offer to your clients. When you sell services and programs as a package, clients will pay the package fee instead of the individual fees you've set up for your services or programs. So let's go ahead and start by clicking the package here, 21 Days to Healthier Ways, the goal setting package. I'm going to go ahead and select Edit beside it. And when I do so, the Edit Package window will open up. You'll see that you can add an image to the top here if you want to add your own custom image so that when clients are purchasing it, it kind of reflects your branding or aesthetic. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit here. I just want to quickly show you the pricing options. So this package currently is $250, which means that it will all the services included. The cost of that is covered in the $250. And I'm just going to scroll down a tiny bit more to this option here, sessions and services. So here we can see what the client will get access to when they purchase this package with me. And right now that's going to be one focus session and 2 update sessions. So you might notice that the update session is the same session type that we just set up our automation with. So that means that when the client books a session from this package, they will receive their first goal update form automatically 3 days in advance of the session. So when a client books a session from a package, the amount remaining will deduct automatically. This means that you can keep track of where your clients are at in terms of their goals journey. So if they haven't booked a session in a while, you can always manually send them a reminder to book one, so that way they don't trail off with you. You can also use the report section we were in earlier. There's a report in there called an active package report, and that allows you to see which clients are currently enrolled in a package with you. So let's go ahead and select the back button now, and we'll return to the main package view. And you'll see below that the package we were just working with, there's another one here called 21 Days Healthier Ways. And this one is the goal setting package and program. So this package offers the same sessions as the other one, but it also includes a fixed date program as well, which the client will be automatically enrolled in after purchase. So let's go ahead and review this program and see how we can use that for goal tracking as well. So we'll go to My Practice. And when this expands, we're going to click on My Programs here. When this opens up, the program that's included with this package is the 21 Days to Healthier Ways Goal Setting Challenge one. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. But before I do, just something I want to show you quick is you do have the ability to duplicate. This is a fixed date program, but if you wanted to turn it into like an evergreen or a self-paced program, you can just press this duplicate option here, and that will allow you to do so. So I'll go ahead and click on my program. And so you'll see with the way I've configured this right now, again, I have an image here at the top, and you'll see with the modules, which I'm going to preview and show you shortly, but they contain education resources for the clients. I've configured them so that the main modules are divided into weeks, and the sub modules are divided by topic. So these modules will unlock on a weekly basis and will work in tandem with the goal tracking recurring form that we set up earlier in this deep dive. So clients can mark these modules as completed as well as submit the forms. So this should give you more than enough data to work with to help them accomplish their goals. So let's go ahead and open my first module here, which is the Welcome Video and Participant Guidebook one. I'm just going to press this preview button right here so I can preview what it will look like for the client. When this opens up, you'll see that I've included a video. This video is actually directly embedded into it through Vimeo. So I actually have the option here. I'm just going to press play, and you should be able to see that it's actually playing.
Welcome to the 21 Days to Healthier Ways.
So that way, once you just put your clients come in here, press the video, review any resources that you want them to, so that way they don't have to leave this view. Right now, we support direct embedding of videos from both YouTube and from Vimeo. So now just on the left-hand side here, oh, actually, sorry, let's scroll down because there's some other things I wanted to show you. I've also included in this program a Healthier Ways challenge checklist here for the clients to complete. And as well, I've included the participant guidebook as an attached PDF. So basically, now when a client purchases the package, they get access to the one-on-one sessions, and they get enrolled in this program automatically, and the modules unlock automatically for them. So it's very easy in terms of like you managing them. You don't have to do a whole lot of hands-on work. They just get enrolled and set up automatically, essentially. So as well, on the left-hand side here, I'm just going to press this icon to show an overview. So this is good for just kind of like previewing the experience from your client's perspective. So for example, if I click through these modules, I can kind of see like what's included in each of them. So I have images in them. And on the right-hand side, you'll also see I have some tasks assigned to them, as well as some forms for them to complete. And then when you're clicking through, this just gives you a good idea of how it's going to look from their point of view. So that way you can make any changes or any additions that you want to as you're building out the program. So now I'm just going to go back and press the back button here at the top. And I wanted to also show you on the left-hand side the Sessions tab, which is here. You'll see that I've also set up a few group sessions on a weekly basis here. I can use these group sessions to discuss the module content with my clients and allow them to interact with other clients who are also on the same path with them. And I can also enable the option for them to do a group chat as well. You can use the form response summary that we were just talking about. I mentioned that you could filter responses by tag. So you can tag any clients who are enrolled in this program, filter the responses by that tag, and see exactly what these specific clients are answering in that form to give you an idea of what to focus on for this specific program. As well, I also wanted to show you the analysis tab, which is here. So this is an excellent tool for kind of gauging in-depth stats for your clients enrolled in this program, such as like their module completion or their task completion. Myself and Shelley did a deep dive a few months ago. It was called the New Programs Update Deep Dive, and we did like a very in-depth overview of this section. It would take a while to go over now, so I just want to get lightly overview it. But if you watch that deep dive, we really drive into all these settings and like how you can use this to track analytics within your program.
Hey, Sam, could you real quick, just when you go back to the modules, I just want to point out the how there are email only modules within, for each week. So essentially this is set up where at the beginning of the week, they get a module that has all of the content and videos and handouts. And then later in the week, they'll get an email only module. So it's just kind of keeping them engaged later in the week without them needing to log in. So you can set it up with as many, like if you want to send an email every day or every few days. But just wanted to point out that those were embedded within the program as well.
Thanks, Shelley. Yes, and that kind of covers the programs aspect. Like I said, that other deep dive we did is only focused on programs. So if you haven't had the chance to kind of build these out yet and are interested in using them and more, because I find they're pretty effective for just communicating things with your clients, definitely give that deep dive a watch if you have the time, of course.
Yeah.
And then lastly, so now we've reviewed the programs. I just wanted to return to the packages and go back to the automation section we were in earlier, because I wanted to show you a few other automations that I configured to automate the goal setting process with my clients. So I'm going to click on my practice, and when this expands, I'm just going to go ahead and click on automations here. And earlier in the deep dive, we already set up an automation, which was this one, the send goal update form 3 days before session. But there's also a few ones that I've already set up for this package. So the first here is this confirm 21 days packages automation here, which I will click edit beside. So this automation will, anytime a client goes to purchase a package, either on your booking page or through a link that you sent them, this automation is going to confirm that automatically for you. So that way you don't have to go in and review and confirm it yourself. So if you're comfortable with that, I always recommend this because it just makes it easier and more time saving from your perspective. So again, the automation name, you can call it whatever you'd like, but under which packages should trigger this automation, I selected both of the ones that we were working with earlier, the one that just has the sessions included and the one that has the sessions and the fixed date program included as well. So this automation is going to trigger automatically for both packages. Below, I've also enabled the option to give clients access to the client portal, which will invite them to activate a Practice Better account as soon as they book this package. I've also given them access to the journals, which we're going to cover in more detail in our next section. And then lastly, at the bottom, I've also applied a tag to this automation, meaning that any client who books this package will automatically have this tag applied to their client record automatically. I always recommend when you're doing automations to consider using tags, because it does allow the system to basically categorize and organize your clients based on the automations that you set up. And then I'm just going to press the back button here at the top. And another automation we have in place for this package is this one here, the send goal settings forms after the packages are booked, which I'm going to select edit beside. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and expand the which packages should trigger forms to be sent dropdown. And again, it's the same two packages. And because the previous automation is automatically confirming the package, this automation will then automatically send the forms to the clients as part of this package. So at the bottom here, I've set it to send both the get ready to set goals form and the setting SMART goals form. So this will save you the step of having to kind of manually send this stuff to your clients. Basically, they can go onto your website, purchase the package, have the package confirmed, and receive these forms all automatically without you needing to do anything at all, essentially. So using these packages and form automations in conjunction with the recurring forms and programs, you can really automate the entire goal setting process for both yourself and for your client.
Awesome, Sam. So I want to just pause for a moment and see, do we have any questions relevant to what Sam just showed around packages, around programs, around these automations? We just have time to answer a few. Can we test drive the program being demonstrated? Kiara, not quite yet. It's possible that as we build out that program that maybe we would do that, but right now we're just showing it as a sample of how you can automate the goal forms, but maybe in the future. Let's see, how do you have a more comprehensive YouTube on how to create packages? So we can try to get that. Chaya might be able to get that video for you. Let's see. If you made a video module in Canva, can you link to it, or can we only use Vimeo and YouTube? So Sarah, if you would like the video to open in the module, like Sam's going to show you here, what you would do is it would need to be in YouTube or Vimeo, and you would, I think it's in the welcome, the first one. Yeah. So what I did here, that's a video from Vimeo, and I just pasted the share link. So you don't want the embed link, you want the share link or the YouTube share link. If you're going to use a link to a Canva video, you're just going to put it into, like, paste the link in here. It's not going to open in the module, but you could, set it as a hyperlink. So you could say, click here to see this video, and, put it as a hyperlink behind the word here, and then click on that little button there, open in a new tab. So they would just watch it in a different tab.
Or I think someone else asked too about going off of that, Shelley, you also do have the option to, you can of course provide an external link so they click on it, it can be directed to Canva or wherever you'd like to view essentially anything. But also, if you do have your own recordings that you maybe have saved on your computer, you do have the option in the bottom right hand corner to press this add content button, and you can attach documents, videos, and images. So that might be maybe if you have a group session and you, like on Zoom, for example, and you record it in Zoom, using this option, you can just upload you can attach the file right to the modules, and then clients can just download it and save it to their computer. So you have that option as well.
Yeah, Kiara's asking that you would love to see how this was set up. So I had just posted, Kiara, let me repost this. So Sam and I did a deep dive last year on all the new program feature updates, and we went over step by step how to set something like this up. Now I'm trying to find it. Let's see. So let me, excuse me, oh, here it is. Let me repaste it in the chat for you. So there's a few videos out on the deep dive, on the Practice Better YouTube channel. If you go to the playlist for deep dives, there are quite a few for programs, but the one I just pasted here is Sam and I going over like all the kind of the new updates, but you'll see, similar to how I built this, you'll see that in the video, Kiara. All right. So should we move on, Sam?
I think that sounds good to me. I'm just double checking if there's any other questions that we didn't get to.
We'll definitely take more questions at the end. And for those who joined later, we will be sending out a replay email that'll include a link to the recording as well as links to any resources that we talked about in this webinar. All right. So yeah, I I absolutely love packages and programs and how creative you can get with designing them and automating various tasks in them. I remember before Practice Better was around, as a health coach, I was using spreadsheets to manually keep track of intake and follow-up session forms just to ensure that they were sent and at the appropriate times. So now you don't need those spreadsheets to track your sessions anymore because Practice Better does it for you. So moving on to another popular topic when it comes to setting and measuring client goals, the topic of client journaling and Practice Better. So as many of you are aware, Practice Better offers very robust journaling capabilities to make it easy for your clients to share daily food, mood, and lifestyle activities with you. Journals function as a really great framework for keeping clients actively involved in the process and accountable to their goals, as well as motivated along the way. In Practice Better, you have both a food and mood and a lifestyle journal that you can optionally give clients access to either ongoing or for a specific period of time. For example, maybe you just want to give them access to the journals during the 21 Days to Healthier Ways package or program. So we'd like to highlight a few specific features of the journals that can really help with this. So the ability to set journal targets for things like water intake, weight, activity, sleep, and nutrient consumption. So this helps to provide the client clear goals and accountability. The ability for you to comment and provide feedback back on the journal entries that your client put in, and that helps with engagement and motivation. And lastly, the ability for your clients to view their journal analysis for visibility into their progress and their data. And all of this functionality is built right into Practice Better. So clients can journal in the same app that they're booking sessions with you, paying invoices, viewing their protocols, etc. So let's turn it over to Sam to walk through a few examples in the platform.
Thanks, Shelley. So as you outlined, journals are one of the most valuable tools for tracking your clients' progress and goals. So let's open up a specific client. I'm going to go ahead and press the My Clients button in the top left-hand corner. And when this opens up, I'm going to click my client Addie right here. When I open a record, all I need to do is on the left-hand side, of course, I have all the options in our client record, and I'm going to select the one that says Journals. So the journals allow clients to enter information such as their food intake, measurements, sleep, or exercise. Once a client has added a journal entry, you will receive a notification and will have the option to review the journal entry. And you'll see on the left-hand side here in the calendar, anyone that's kind of shaded green here is a day that has some entries with it. So let's start with creating targets for clients to keep them on track with their goals. To do so, I just need to select the bullseye icon in the top right-hand corner. And when I click on this, you'll see that I already have two targets set up. One is for water intake, and the other is for daily activity. So let's go ahead and create one more by selecting the fast action icon in the bottom right-hand corner. And when I click on this, I have a few options I can select. Daily nutrient target, weight loss gain target, and sleep target. And the one I'm going to select is sleep. So I'll just press the select button here. And I'm just going to do a duration of 8 hours. And the time that they should go to bed to keep on track should be 10 p.m. here. You'll also see there's this option here to allow your clients to see the target, which I'm going to leave enabled so that way they can have some accountability with their goal tracking progress. Now that I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and select create at the top, and you'll see that this target has now been added to my other targets. So now that we actually have multiple journal targets, let's review how both you and your clients can keep track of them by selecting again the journals tab on the left-hand side. And this will take me back to the main journal view. So I'm going to review my entry on January 11th just by clicking it on the calendar here. You'll see that I have multiple entries on that day. And on the right-hand side is where you can track the targets on a day-by-day basis. So you'll see that the day summary here quickly shows that my client has met 2 out of 3 of the targets that we had set up just now. So if we scroll down below, we can see that they met their water intake target, which was 8 glasses. So that has been met and is counted towards this target goal in the top right-hand corner. And as well, the sleep target that we just set up together was also met on that day. So it says daily target of 8 hours of sleep reached here. So from here, these targets can be monitored on a day-by-day basis and will help you keep your clients on track with the goals that they have set for themselves or you have set in conjunction with them. So lastly, let's just quickly discuss how you can use the journals to analyze and graph your client's progress. To access this, you just scroll to the top and you can click on the analysis tab here. Now, clients have the option as well to add measurements such as like weight or blood sugar and body measurements, and you can use this analysis function to pull information they've inputted into a graph form. And to note as well, you can choose to either make this visible or hide this from your clients. So if you want them to be able to see this, you can. And if you don't want them, if you just want it for your own reference, you can prevent them from seeing this graph view. So for example, a common analysis is charting a client's weight. So if I click on the drop-down menu in the top left-hand corner here, you'll see that there's quite a few options like water consumption, sleep, nutrient consumption, high nutrient foods, so on and so forth. The one I'm going to click is measurements. And when I do so, you'll see that it graphed my client's weight entries for the past 2 weeks. You do have the option here. Right now I have it set to 14 days, but you can use this to trend over a specific time frame. So if you want to go back to like a year from now and to see how they've gone over a year, this does allow you to help with that kind of goal setting mode. As well, in the bottom left-hand corner here, you can select the metric, like right now mine's just standard weight, but you'll see there's lots of different kind of metrics here that you can track, such as like blood sugar level or resting heart rate. Things like that can be tracked using this analysis tab. One other thing to note is I do have mine set up to be kind of a graph, but you also can do, if you prefer this, I can uncheck this use line for primary metric and have it be kind of more like a bar graph style. So that way it's aesthetically kind of whichever preference you have, you can set it up to be like that. One other thing is that if you scroll down here, you can, when you've selected the date range, you can see the date, the weight entries for each day that the client has made the entries for. So that way you can always come back and review this and see, for example, that on January 16th, my client had put that was their specific weight on that day. And that kind of covers the key features of like using the journals to track goals. So I'll throw it back to you now, Shelley.
Awesome. So let's see if there are any other questions. Let me just look in the chat here. Are clients only able to track sleep and movement manually, or, oh, the chat keeps moving, or via Fitbit? Many clients with Apple Watch wondering what their options are for automation. So yeah, we do, clients can connect their Fitbit. I forget what all the metrics are that they can track. I know it's more than just sleep and movement. Let me see. Can a client print their analysis? Is there a way, Sam, for them to print that out?
I can't recall at the moment if this option is available for them, but you do have the option in the top right-hand corner to click this three dots icon, which will allow you to export the entries into like an Excel file, which you can then share with your client if you would like. But unfortunately, I can't quite recall if in their client portal at the moment they have an option to view this as well. I don't believe so, but I'm not 100% sure right now.
Awesome.
And I'm also seeing that there's people asking like Aura Ring or Apple. So just keep in mind for any features that you would like to see on the platform, you can submit those as feature requests to our support team. So anything that like even outside of like kind of journal integrations like Fitbit or sorry, like Apple Watch and Aura Ring, just kind of like anything in general that you think would be a good fit for the platform, you can always just click this support ticket here. And when you do so, you can just click on this contact our support team and do that to submit a feature request. And it looks like Chaya just double checked for us, and the export entries option in the journals is available for clients as well. So they will have this option to print off their journal entries.
Yeah, and we'll include some articles on the Fitbit integration and how that works and how you can connect it. All right, so Sam, we can maybe turn our cameras back on just to kind of wrap things up.
Sure. Screen share
So
here.
thanks for doing the demo, Sam. So many creative options. So we really enjoyed our time together, and we hope that you now have a deeper understanding of how you can use these features and practice better to help you be more efficient and effective with your client goal setting and measurement. Our goal at Practice Better is to provide those tools and workflows to allow you to help more clients, keep your clients coming back, and also avoid the burnout that can sometimes come with running your business. So before we wrap things up with this deep dive, I do have some things I want to share in the chat. First of all, what I promised earlier, I am going to paste the form bundle code in the chat. This will also go out in the replay. So let's see, there it is. It is Client Goals 2023. That'll include all 4 of the forms that Sam was showing earlier. You will put that code in and you'll download each form individually, but feel free to modify those. You can change the banner, you can, edit it for your own practice, but at least you have that template to start with. Also, I mentioned earlier that we do have a feedback survey that we would really appreciate if you could just take a minute to complete that. I'm going to paste that in the chat. We also have other great resources. We have our Practice Better Help Center. So hopefully you guys have already been there, but this is where all of our help articles are. And if you need to connect with Practice Better support, we also have our YouTube channel. And this is where we'll have the recording to this deep dive. We also have many previous deep dives that you can check out. And then if you are on one of the paid Practice Better paid plans, you can join our Inner Circle Facebook group. So we have many Practice Better practitioners or practitioners using Practice Better, and they're all sharing tips and tricks and best practices on how they use Practice Better. So, and as I mentioned earlier, there will be a replay email being sent out that'll include a link to the recording and all the resources that we talked about today. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us and for all the thoughtful questions and engagement. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Chaya. I had fun doing the deep dive with you, and thanks everybody for joining.
Thanks so much, everyone. I really appreciate you guys joining today.
All right, bye. Have a great day.
Have a great day, everyone.